Good morning, my dear YouTube friends. Monday morning, a new week has started. This week, carpentry, lots and lots of carpentry. I want to make new trestles. The trestles that I have now, they're really cheap, they're really flimsy, and they're really way too low for me to work on. So yeah, from some scrap wood, I'm gonna make some new trestles, and then I have to strip the new entrance door from the old glass. We're gonna put new glass in. I have to make a door frame. I have to install the door frame, install the door. I have to make a window in the loft. What else? The lime rendered walls that I did last week need to be sanded and painted, but that's just cosmetics. Structurally, after I've installed the tongue and groove planking and the door, then the walls are done. And then next week we can continue with the floor, installing, well, first level the floor, make it smooth, and then install insulation, electric heating and tiles. Well, and then after that, then we'll probably a week further, I can install the kitchen block and etc, start decorating. So yeah, it's going quick now. There's a whole lot of rubbish that I'm also working on in the meantime. It all needs to be cleared. You see all these black containers behind me, they're all filled with rubble. And tomorrow afternoon, when the déchetterie, the tip, is open, I'm gonna deposit them and pick up some more. I need to dig off some of the earth, the ground that's way too high. Yeah, a lot of work this week, a lot of work. Let's start with the trestles, because that will create me a better work environment, and that's quite important. Ergonomics, let's work on that. So I have scraped the door, removed all the old paint, removed the old glass, the little nails, everything that was in there. I've sanded it, but in these little round corners I couldn't really sand without de-shaping the ridges. So I use a product. It's from a brand sold here in Europe. It's called HG Painting Without Sanding, concentrated. It's a super degreaser and cleaner. Adheres paint without sanding, no nasty ammonia smell. That's what it says. And yeah, I've scrubbed all the corners, all the edges where I couldn't reach with the sanding pad, sanding paper. Done it really thoroughly, and then rinsed the whole door down with plenty of water, and then treated it with one coat of a pesticide, insecticide. Xylophene, bois extérieur, exterior wood, a fungicide, insecticide and fungicide. So, and after this you gotta paint the wood. I've done this on all the wood, in the roof, the door, no, not the door, because that was already painted, but all the wood I used on the exterior. Wasn't that much, but yeah, all the wood in the roof. Yeah, it's thin as water, and but I started feeling some reaction in my skin, so there must be it must be working. I hope. Anyway, now I gotta make a door frame from raw wood. The wood has been laying here in the house for 2 months. It's dry enough, but I really gotta think, because on this door the lock sits on top of the door. I got the old lock off and I bought a new identical lock. Very lucky. It's not as decorative as the old lock was, but yeah, that's nowadays. I just gotta really think, do I want to have the door opening outwards or do I want to have it opening inwards? Sorry guys, sorry for the interruption, but I have something to say. You're watching now a re-edited, reconditioned episode of This Old French House. The episode that you're watching right now happened in the past. In fact, the house that we are rebuilding is basically finished right now, and it is up for sale. Yeah, unfortunately we have to sell it. Nadia and I have other plans. We are going to move to Nadia's mother country on the other side of the world. We can't have two houses at this moment. So yeah, the house is up for sale, and you know what? I really want you to buy it. The viewers of this channel should buy it. Not somebody who's never seen this channel before. So please see my email address below. If you want to have more information, write me a short email and I'll send you all the information you need to make an informed decision. Or an appointment to come by and have a look at the house. Thank you guys. Back to the video. In Europe, as far as I know, usually front doors are opening inwards and rear doors, backyard doors, open outwards. Is this a front door or a rear door, a backyard door? What's the benefit of having it opening outwards? What's the benefit of having it opening inwards? A subscriber mentioned that my windows are opening inwards, and she said, are all windows opening inwards in France? And I never thought about that, but yeah, they actually are. And you know why? This is because most of the windows have louvered exterior doors. What do you call them? Shutters, basically. So what you do is, when you go to bed, is you open your windows and then you reach out and you close your shutters, and then you can close your windows. That's the idea behind having inward opening windows. You learn. With the door, I don't really see a downside as to having opening it inwards. The upside is that the lock which sits on the door would sit on the interior instead of the exterior. Obviously I would like to have the lock sitting on the interior if possible. Protection from rain, protection from bad people. So, but then my problem, or my challenge, as you should call it, is the exhaust pipe. It's still wrapped in plastic because of the painting, but that's the chimney. The door frame will be sitting here and it will basically just open 90 degrees. Yeah, and I think I should do that. If it would open outwards, it would open from this way. But yeah, I definitely should make it opening inwards. Yeah. Yeah, so now we are about to start working on the door frame, which is a whole job in itself. Now, this wood has been drying at the shop where I bought it, obviously, and also it's been sitting inside for about 2 months, I think. So this is properly dried, good enough for me to start working on it. But if you look, it is not 100% square. It's cupped. So I gotta make that. I gotta make that more straight. Yeah, so I think I've done the most important part of the of the door frame, which is basically getting the hinges in the right place. I need to recess the hinges in the frame because there's still a gap. But I've positioned the hinges right, so I can mark that out, and then I can route out the bit where the hinges are gonna sit inside the window frame, or in the door frame, sorry. Well, the labor intense work is going to be digging out a whole lot of soil, taking some rows of brick down, but mostly digging out the soil tomorrow, or maybe this afternoon. Yeah, but pretty happy with the results so far. Cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so yesterday I have made the door frame, the most important parts. I just got to reinforce it a little bit. I mean, it will be secured in the walls and in the beam that runs over the wall, but in order to shift it in position, I need to secure it a little bit better. So I'm gonna screw the top plank a little bit more into the side post and add some more of these transverse stability stability planks, just temporary until everything is set in the position, and then I can remove them, and I can also patch up the holes that these screws leave. So I'm pretty happy so far. It's quite a big job. It looks simpler than it was because I did a lot of thinking and a lot of looking at studying door frames, really, to see how a door frame actually works and what it consists of. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. I made it from some raw wood. I planed it, I sanded it, and well, sawed straight and routed off the edges, rounded them off. Yeah, so let's carry on. Good morning. Just arrived in the house. Yesterday I've installed the door frame. I have basically glued it into place, and the top plank is screwed in this beam that runs over the wall. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna put screws with plugs, you know, those big hammer plugs, into the wall, secure it even more. I wanted to wait with that until the glue sort of has set. And then I have to make a, what do you call them, a threshold. I've got a piece of stone, natural stone that I bought, that I want to use for that. Yeah, and then it's back to carpentry. Gotta make the window for the loft. I gotta install more beams on the door frame, just to close it off for draft. And then we can start with this wall, with the back wall. Looking at the at the rendering, I'm not sure whether the camera registers it. This was done, finished, almost a week ago, and it's still in places damp. You can see a difference in color. So although I've used hydraulic lime, which is a chemically process, when you add water it starts curing, it's not the aerated lime, which is the air dried lime, which you see in most YouTube videos of people restoring old buildings. They do it with aerated lime. Aerated lime is actually better because it sort of lets the building breathe, and it is also said to convert, I believe, CO2 into oxygen, or it sort of scrubs the air from CO2 or CO, one of them. But the walls in this little house are all built with modern, fairly modern building bricks and cement. So there's really no need for an aerated, air-dried lime. Yeah, okay, let's have a look on the outside. Look how the door frame turned out. Oh, in the meantime, I've also started clearing out some rubbish here. All the blocks, building blocks that came out when I installed these windows. And here you can see that I have sort of leveled the ground to the level where we want to get it, which is basically almost at street level. Now this is the door from the outside. Yeah, so I gotta install a plank here on top. Then there's going to be a fascia board on here. Then there's gonna be beams along this side with draft strips on them. Gotta fill up this hole here. This hole, I'll probably fill that up today, and carry on. Yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy. I mean, yeah, windows, doors, frames. It's as I've said before, it's a specialized kind of job. It takes time to really understand what's going on and how it all works. But yeah, so far so good. So let's carry on with the work. €15, one of these. Anyway, so sometimes you just gotta spend the money, huh? Yeah, so I'll let this cure. I have some bits where I can test whether it's cured, whether I can feel some bits of epoxy glue coming out. Let this cure, and then we're gonna remove these stabilization planks. And we can open the door. morning. So, what have we done yesterday? We have worked on the door frame a little bit, and we have installed these wooden beams on the wall because we're going to install tongue and groove planking over there. These are 8 centimeter deep, and we will fill this up with polystyrene and expanding foam to aid in insulation, and then install the tongue and groove on it. What else have we done? Oh yeah, I've worked on the threshold there. I filled the inside up with cement, and then the biggest job of all yesterday was to empty out this space. It's just unreal how quickly 16 square meters get filled up with tools and rubbish and materials. Unreal. It was a big job, and it was really a big job because I haven't got a proper workshop. The workshop I have now is in what's going to be the living room, and it's just a mess. It's just super unorganized. And the reason for that is that I just don't have enough space. And the reason that I don't have enough space is basically because most of the garden is not usable. Look at that, a big hump of dirt with greens growing on it. I just can't use it. I can't. If this was all flat, I would put up a party tent or build a temporary shelter to store my my consumables, like materials like wood and cement and concrete and all that stuff. I don't want to throw things away, you know. You see, this is actually the old loft floor that was in this small house. But these planks are oak, they're good, and I've already used them to build my 2 new trestles. But yeah, you plane them down and it's just fantastically good wood. I'm not going to throw that away. Yeah, and why? Okay, then why is this garden not flat? And that is because we can't find the people. We can't find a contractor who comes here with a mini digger and a container on the street and just starts emptying it out. I've got at least 50 cubic meter of dirt that I really want to get rid of. And then this whole area would become, you know, workspace, really. I could even buy a very cheap party tent and put it up and keep my my wood under there. Anyway, yeah, it's an ongoing struggle with the space, the limited space that we have. What's there for today? Well, for today, what I've done yesterday as well is I have, as I said, emptied the small house out, and I've treated the floor, the concrete floor, with a treatment because I'm going to pour a very liquid concrete on top, a very thin layer, just to make it really, really smooth. This concrete as it is now is not super smooth, and that is because I didn't have the right tools at hand when they deposited this concrete. So I just want to have a thin layer of a liquid concrete, a leveling concrete, over it, so that on top of that we get insulation, on top of that the floor heating, on top of that the tiles. So in order to pour concrete on concrete, you need to make sure that the old concrete is non-porous, or at least doesn't take up so much liquid. Normally, if you would throw a bucket of water on this concrete, the water would be gone in seconds. It's just sucked up by the old concrete. So yeah, I've treated, give it a final treatment with that stuff. So that's ready. This is all clean. What are we going to do today? We are going to pour concrete at the end of the day, because when the concrete is here, I can't walk on it for 2 days or so. So for the rest of the day, the morning and the early afternoon, I am going to sand down the walls, the lime walls, and hopefully give them a first coat of paint. I bought paint this morning, and yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah. And then next week, tomorrow is Saturday, Sunday, I'll be working on this video. I'll hopefully visit a brocante market Sunday morning, looking for treasures. But yeah, next week I'm going to finish this wall. That's going to be a dramatic improvement on the looks. And I'm going to finish the window frame upstairs in the loft, and I'm going to finish the door frame. And then Wednesday they will come and deliver the tiles. So from Wednesday on, I am going to do the floor. Oh, that's going to be exciting, huh? It's really going to look like a proper house to live in. Yeah. Okay, let's just get started creating a lot of dust. Catch you later. So that's 5 bags of YPI Prepalis Pro. 25 kilos, 125 kilo. Plus 30 liters of water. Now that's gonna level out the floor. Yeah, so I believe by Monday I can already walk on it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, that floor is definitely straight enough to lay the insulation plates on for the floor heating and then the tiles. Cool. Now let's wait and see. Let's how it looks on Monday. Nice.